What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have another ball review, and this will probably be the last bowling ball we will cover for the year, as we only have a couple of weeks left in 2022. This year has gone by pretty fast. I don't think we have any more bowling balls scheduled to be released. But as you can see, we have the DV8 Brutal Collision on the screen, and this will be a good Christmas present for anybody with Christmas coming up next week. If you haven't gotten a present for anybody, definitely consider it. As you can see, we have the info sheet here, so we're going to cover the bowling ball before we actually go into some of the shots I threw for this video. It has the collision core that was featured in the original collision, the new HK22 Insider Extreme cover stock with a finish of 500, 1000, 1500 CIR Crown Factory compound. Has a little bit of a lower RG for 15 pounds, 246 RG, definitely a little lower. Differential is 0.52, so kind of a higher diff. You're going to see a little more flare out of that. And hopefully on the bottom of the screen, you can see this ball chart we have here for the DV8 lineup. Both collisions you can kind of see are higher up there in hook potential and back end reaction. You see the verges are a little lower, probably because the differential is a lot lower. I know those have a little less diff, so you're going to see more flare. And definitely the Pearl and the Damn Good Verge have weaker covers, I believe, than the other four bowling balls that are above them. So you see the Brutal Collision is going to be a heavy oil ball. You're going to see a little more flip, a lot more back end reaction than some of the other bowling balls in the lineup. Other than that, you can see the ball is pretty bright, has a lime, orange, and blue colors. Stands out in the pro shop, stands out going down the lane for sure. When I first threw it, I didn't know what to expect seeing it, but I think my eyes will see it just fine. I know some people are kind of iffy whether they like bright bowling balls or just solid colored bowling balls, so just a personal preference for whatever anybody likes. But either way, let's get into the shots. Okay, so starting with the DV8 Brutal Collision here, these first few shots weren't very good, and I even practiced on lane one. These first few just weren't what I was looking for, and as you can see in the video as we go, you can kind of see I'm making some hand motions here, and that's because I'm trying to get around a little more. Those first few shots were more at the back of it than I wanted to be, especially if I'm bowling here. Like I said, it's kind of a low volume house shot. There's a lot of friction right now, so I need to be around it more. That shot wasn't very good. It's really far left. I don't even know how that hit the hip pin, to be honest. But going back to that, I'm going to stand pretty far right in this video. When there's a whole lot of friction, I've got a pretty strong ball, like we talked about earlier on the info sheet. Got to find the oil. The oil's going to be in the middle of the lane if there is any. So, got to create the angle. Got to stand right. So, we will throw a few shots. Probably 8-10 boards left at some point, like I do for most videos, just to see what happens. But for the video purposes, I'm going to try to show what this ball does for the typical shot that I'm bowling on. As we can see, that shot was a little left there too, and it came back, and it's going through the pins a little better now. So. Just had to move right, had to kind of get the hand doing the right thing. The ball is definitely bright, like we talked about. You can't miss it going down the lane. You can kind of see what my rotation tilt is, everything. Don't really care to see it. I know a lot of people, like I said before, it's personal preference whether they like seeing that or not. Yeah, can't miss this ball, that's for sure. I think at this point we're starting to see some transition. I've had a good amount of shots on this lane, so probably need to move even farther right. As you can see there, I almost 710, but I still didn't even like that shot. You can see with my hand motion that I felt like I got up the back of it, and because of that, that shot was me overcompensating for it. Probably got slow. Actually did get around a little more, and the ball hooked off the back end even harder because of that. So a rough stretch of shots there. But either way, this ball, it's not doing anything super crazy off the end of the pattern for me, and I like to see that. It's still clearing the fronts just enough, even though, like I said, there's not a whole lot of oil. It doesn't feel like there's a bunch of oil in the front part of the lane. It was able to get through it, and I think that's in part to that HK22 cover, personally. This ball has a low RG, higher diff. Like I said before, it's going to be a strong piece, but somehow it still got through the front part of the lane pretty well. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see more bowling balls with this cover. This cover definitely seems very, very good. I think at this part of the video, I started throwing it a little better. That last shot was better than most. That was the first shot standing left for sure. Moved probably 8-10 boards left at that point. I had to throw it at the gutter though. If I throw it in front of me here, it's definitely just going to go through the face. There's no point even throwing that shot. So threw those a little bit left and decided after that we were going to jump back right even farther. So these next few shots will be farther right of me hooking it. And the ball just kept going through the pins. I don't know. It was really surprising, to be honest. Like I said, I don't throw stronger pieces very often, especially when there's low volume. It's just not my thing. This ball was laid out 50 by 5 by 30, which is completely opposite of what my original collision was, because I don't remember the exact numbers, but it had a shorter pin. It was probably like a 2.5 or 3 inch pin. And that ball was clean, and it wasn't going to flip as much down lane because of the shorter pin. So this ball is like completely opposite of that at this point. This ball is going to be strong down lane like it's supposed to be. So it shows the versatility in this core because I can use it in 2 different layouts. So either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As you can see, lane's starting to break down here. Probably would have switched to a weaker ball. If you haven't already, please go like, comment, or subscribe to the channel. As always, we greatly appreciate it. We will see you guys in the next video. This has got to be one more strike for the video, right? Oof, I barely got there. We'll take it.